Whenever you are. Good evening and welcome to WCBN Sports, coming to you live from the University of Michigan Lacrosse Stadium here in the beautiful Ann Arbor, Michigan. We have an electric women's lacrosse competition for y'all tonight as we watch the number 6 ranked Michigan versus unranked Ohio State. My name is Noelle Bencie, and I'm joined on tonight's broadcast with Coby Siegel and Veronica Szlachta as we bring to you the rivalry's first matchup of this season. Tonight is Veronica's first broadcast as a member of WCBN's broadcasting team, and we're excited to have her call the second half of tonight's game. To get started, Michigan is coming into tonight's game coming off a win at Arizona State, putting them at number 6 in the nation with an overall 6-0 record. But Ohio State enters the arena not far behind them with a 5-1 season so far. Coby, how are we feeling tonight about this team, and what do we expect to see from Jillian Smith and Lily Montemarino tonight?
Well, it's been a great start for this Wolverines team. 6-0, 3 wins against ranked teams. The last time we were here, they beat number 4 ranked Denver 8-4. So I'm excited to get started. And yeah,
we've got a lot coming into tonight's game. It's the first Big Ten matchup of the season. So right now we're gonna get right into it at the start of the second period, or excuse me, at the start of the first period. We've got the face-off with number 22 catching the face-off at the top. Michigan scoops it up, trying to find possession. Passes it over to number 22, Johnson, as she takes it up the field. It seems to be knocked out of her hand, picked up again by number 13 on Michigan. Taking it behind the net, swinging it back. Jillian Smith looks for movement, doesn't find anything. Playing nice and wide on the field, now on the right side of the field, number 9 on Michigan. Tries to attack, goes in for it, is blocked by number 3 on Ohio State. She brings it back behind the net. Jillian Smith looking for something. Movement, taking it around, pass it up to number 20, Class. She passes it over to number 9, attacks, can't find anything, passes it inside. Ball is lost, picked up again by Ohio State. The goalie sends it out to number 22 on Ohio State. Johnson takes it to the block end, passing half field. Trapped in the corner by 2 defenders on Michigan. She passes it back up to number 34, Schomer. Takes it to the right side of the field, doesn't find anything. Passes it over to number 21, O'Neill, as it goes out of bounds, Michigan's possession.
they're going fast.
And number 11 just passes it into number 14, Jillian Smith takes the shot. It is caught by the goalie.
Great save by Reagan Alexander. It's rare you see Jill Smith miss from that close.
Number 3 takes it up the field for Ohio State. Passed over number 33. Swings it back and forth, the top of the field. Number 2 for Ohio State, Magnoletti, trying to find something. Really taking it slow at the top, making the defense move. No attacks yet taken besides by number 3 at the moment, trying to drive in. She does a spin move, can't find anything. She's double teamed. Pass up to number 2. Magnoli tries to take it in, pass it inside for the shot, and Ohio State scores, making them take the lead in this first period.
Yeah, and goal scored by Emily Magalai. That's her 4th goal, and a rare goal given up by Michigan. They've been one of the best defensive teams in the country. Of course, big part of that is their goalkeeper, Iron O'Grady, but just Michigan did not do a good job of keeping Ohio State outside of the danger area right in the middle.
Yeah, Ohio State really played the field. They really stretched out, not really allowing Michigan's defense to take a break at any moment. And when they do that, Michigan technically or sometimes has the tendency to leave their positions, leave open spaces in their defense. So Ohio State got the chance. They found it underneath the defenders and was able to score. So we see now a face-off again. Number 22 picks up the ball, keeping it on their side of the field. Now at half field, pass up to number 9 on Michigan. Keeping it behind the net now, really swinging back and forth. Kind of mirroring what Ohio State did. Ball's dropped by number 15, Rutherford, or excuse me, number 46. Swinging it once again, keeping a movement, trying to find a space to attack. Number 11 takes it in for the pass behind the net to number 10, Davis. As she's blocked by the defender, she shoots, and it is caught by the goalie once again. Ohio has a very, very quick fast break up the field to number 33. Swinging it behind the net. A lot of energy here tonight from the sideline from Ohio State stands. Keeping it away from the net, stretching out their field. Trying to take it in now. Can't find anything. Number 9 up to number 25. Tries to shoot, and it goes wide. That was a very, very long play for Ohio State. You know, you could see them getting a little bit winded as the ball moved back and forth, getting a little frustrated, trying to find the pockets that were open, but it didn't seem like they were able to find anything.
Yeah, Michigan 0 goals, but they have had 2 prime chances. Jill Smith right in the middle, and a great swim move by Caroline Davis. Just Reagan Alexander of Ohio State has made 2 fantastic saves here.
Michigan has possession once again over on Ohio State's side of the field. Seems like Ohio State is in a zone defense at the moment, keeping Michigan really away from the goal, not allowing anybody to get by unnoticed. Number 9 tries to take it in, doesn't find anything. She passes it out to number 11, Dyer. Dyer's faced with by number 34, Schomer on Ohio State. Number 5 on Michigan seemed to lose her feet for a moment, but she picked it back up. Out to number 14, Jillian Smith, as she takes it in for the shot, and it goes in. Wow. Jillian Smith is just a complete powerhouse for this team. She came back from their weekend against Colorado and scored 100 career goals for this team, and I don't think we've seen that much from this team, you know, especially since they had a wonderful year last year, but this year it seems Jillian Smith has really come into her role as a leader of this team. And we saw last game against Arizona State, they were kind of 1-for-1 in their game, but Jillian Smith came back really in the last 2-3 minutes of the game and put up, I believe, 6 points in the last period, taking the win for Michigan. So she is definitely somebody that shouldn't be messed with, shouldn't really be taken lightly against Ohio State.
Yeah, no, if you take Jill Smith lightly, she will do that. She will score many, many goals. Ohio State would be wise to make sure.
We just saw on the face-off a penalty giving Ohio State the ball. Penalty on Jill Smith. With 9 minutes left in the game, we see Ohio State taking it behind the net to number 3, playing again like they did previously. Number 2 tries to attack, doesn't find anything. Passes it up to number 7, Lazda. Oh, she's fighting with number 19. Ball is loose, picked up. It seems to be a lot of wrestling right now. There were about 3 Michigan defenders. Ohio State loses possession as it goes out of bounds.
And that play was made entirely by Taylor Colin. Just tremendous pressure. Ohio State can't get anything going.
Michigan is having a little bit of a hard time keeping Ohio State away from their goal, but that they did a wonderful job really battling and showing that their defense was alive. Ohio State regains possession out to number 10, who's faced with the Michigan zone defense. Doesn't find anything, passes it around, skipping it outside the net. Really, really taking this slowly, trying to find movement from Ohio State. Number 33 on Ohio State. Sachs tries to take it in. She's heavily, heavily guarded. Passes it out to number 7, who tried to go in but had to pass it back out for an attempted shot that goes into the basket, which was absolutely amazing by Ohio State. They did a wonderful job really moving the ball, not letting Michigan's defense have a break, and she cut around her defender and sideswiped that one into the basket, Coby, which is actually very, very impressive for OSU.
Yeah, and that's a tremendous goal from Zoe Coleman, faking, going behind the net, then cutting back inside from Ohio State. These 2 goals have been scored by. They haven't been scored by some of their biggest threats. Jamie Lazda hasn't gotten much going. Leah Sachs hasn't gotten much going. So good for Ohio State to not relying on some of their top goal scorers, and this is really surprising so far to see Michigan letting up 2 goals.
I know we're kind of concerned in the way Michigan is playing in their defense right now, but we have to consider the fact that Ohio State started the year with 4 wins in a row, and the first 4 wins in a row to start the program since 2015. So this team should not be taken lightly. They have a lot of strong women that are coming into play today, especially with this rivalry and especially coming off their loss off Denver last weekend. I don't think that they're coming in to take this lightly in any circumstance, and I don't think Michigan should either. Going back to the game, we see Michigan scrambling to really find something. They're setting up right now, keeping it wide once again. Out to Jillian Smith on the left side of the field, creating space, starting her motion, going in for the attack, for the shot that goes in. This team just continues to answer every single possession and every single score that Ohio State makes or even attempts.
Yeah, Jill Smith, one-on-one on that left side. She's been there kind of all game, and she takes her defender one-on-one, makes a great cut, and then just drives to the net, and just a great shot. And she's now 22 goals away from the Michigan all-time record, which is 124.
Which I don't think at any point we should think that she won't make it.
Oh yeah,
because
no,
the way that she really comes around and picks up the team when the slack is really left out there, it's incredibly impressive. With 6 minutes and 45 seconds left, we see the 2 teams once again facing off for a tied score of 2-2 at the right mid of the first period, excuse me. Number 22 gains possession of the ball. She loses it. It's a penalty on the play. Michigan gives over their possession to Ohio State.
And Michigan's face-off ace, Lily Montemurano, continues to win possession after possession.
Jill Smith at the top of the of the field right now. She passes it over to number 9 starting this play. Over behind the net to number 11. Up back to number 14. To number 46. Michigan keeping it outside of the field, not really breaking any of the defense yet. Smith takes it in. She's countered by one of Ohio State's defenders, so where she had to pass it out to number 9, who cuts in, going for the shot, and it is blocked by Ohio State's goalie.
And I mean, Reagan Alexander with 3-point blank save. I mean, just a fantastic save. Jane Fedorov was wide open.
Ohio State takes up the field to the right side, and she ends up number 42 on Ohio State. Took it up and was unable to get past that possession. We see number 9 on Michigan, Fedorov, taking it slow on the right side of the field, swinging it once again to her teammates. Back over to number 46 on Michigan. Slow movement from Michigan right now. They're really playing that slow motion, very quick attack kind of plays right now, and I think it's keeping Ohio State kind of lazy, kind of not really keeping them on their toes with the movement, finding the spots where it's left open. So Michigan comes back, takes it behind the net. Number 11, Dyer, tries to find something. She's stopped by the tough Ohio State defense. That was a goal once again by...
That's Callie Norris.
Callie Norris.
And just tremendous motion from not just Callie Norris, but that goal was kind of created by the movement by the supporting offensive players, kind of cutting inside and out and creating a one-on-one opportunity, and Callie Norris delivered. 5th goal of the season.
Yeah, we see them facing off once again. Taking a little bit of time now, a little bit of conversation on the field, don't really know. Seems to be a little bit of miscommunication out here, so we're gonna start up real shortly.
And we know that this Ohio State team can score, but the question after letting up 15 goals to Denver is, I mean, how will they deal with this very potent Michigan attack? And so far, Michigan has gotten many great chances. The only reason it's not 6-2 is because Reagan Alexander has been fantastic.
Ohio State's defense is definitely, when they come into the field, it's kind of hard to know where their head is at for these games. You know, they play tremendous high-scoring games this season with 4-0 record since 2015, but they let up that loss to Denver that really could have shook their motivation, or it could have completely switched around and made them play harder this game. So it's exciting to see the pressure that they're going to put on Michigan's offense right now. We have number 9 passing it behind the net. Pass it to number 20 for the shot. It goes wide. Klaus really tried to get in there and break the defense, but was unable to. The ball is still live. Pass inside to number 10, Davis, as she had to kind of cut through there. It didn't find anything. Pass it back out. Michigan continues to swing into number 31, goes for the shot, and it goes wide. It was a lot of movement from Michigan. It was very impressive to see the way that they didn't let up their speed, didn't let up their pressure as they continued into that play. Michigan continues to have the ball to number 31, who passes inside to number 11, Dyer, who tried to shoot again with the same exact play that they had before, and Ohio State picked up on it and didn't allow them to get through.
Yeah, so what Michigan's doing is they know that that Jill Smith creates.
There seems to be a penalty on Ohio State. Indeterminate on what it is just yet. But it stopped the play, kind of teetered Michigan's defense for a while. Play started once again. Picked up, shot goes in by
That's Lily Montemarano.
That was a shot. That was a shot by Fedorov, who then it was saved by Alexander for a free position shot.
And that goal by Lily Montemarano, she picks it up off the ground. A great ground ball pickup. What she's used to, winning the faceoff, and she uses that to score a goal. But I mean, Michigan's getting so many good looks because so many eyes go to Jill Smith when she cuts inside, so they can bring in another player like Jane Fedorov, like Kaylee Dyer, like Josie Gooch, and that misdirection can really create good opportunities.
When you have power players on this team, it kind of takes away from the rest of the skills that these other girls have, to where they're able to sneak in and kind of trick the defense in a way to where they can come in and they can use their strengths while being distracted by players like Lily Montemarano or Jill Smith. You know, we have Dyer, who's been playing wonderful this game, and along with number 20 Class, who is just also completely strong in the way that she controls the ball and keeps it. So it's gonna be telling to see in the next minute and 45 seconds of this game how Michigan takes the lead and continues to stay there with a score of 4-2 today. We see now Jill Smith with the ball passed over to number 10. Doesn't find anything. Pass to number 9. She loses it. She's trying to pick it up before Ohio State does, and Ohio State pushes her out of the way, but she regains her composure, picks up the ball, and number 9, Fedorov, controls the play once again back at the top of the field. She sets a screen at the top of the field as the balls continue to be moved around. Shot tried to go in, but it was once again recovered by Ohio State's goalie, Alexander, as she pushes it up the field. Number 30 takes it back over to Michigan's side. First time in a while we've seen them over here trying to score on Michigan's defense with 42 seconds left. Slow movement, keeping the field nice and wide on the right side of the field. She tries to shoot, and it hits the top of the post and goes out of bounds. We've got 25 seconds left, Coby, in this possession. It's recovered again by number 9 as she strikes in and goes in for the goal, and it is blocked by Michigan's goalie and shot back out for the rest of this period. She seems to be taking it kind of slow as this period ends. Michigan takes the lead now, 4-2. We've seen a lot of different plays happening in this game. We've seen different players stepping up, finding the gaps in Ohio State's defense. Coby, what do you think? What do you think we should expect from them in the next period?
Well, I think I think we saw a potential opportunity for Ohio State to put some pressure on Michigan. Campbell Stone, a smaller player, getting inside, kind of sneaking in there, getting a good shot, just a great save by O'Grady. But that's probably what they need to do. They need to find some way to kind of sneak there in the middle because they're not really beating Michigan on these one-on-one opportunities. These Michigan defenders are too good. And on the defensive side, I think Michigan's offensive movement is so constant and and no one's in the same place. I think about a player like Kaylee Dyer. Sometimes she's behind the net. Sometimes she's up top. Sometimes she's running. Uh, she's cutting in the middle. So, I mean, Ohio State has to figure out a way to kind of sift through all Michigan's movement.
Yeah, I wanna kind of go over and highlight a little bit of a player who's had 4 saves in this game, and that is Ohio State's That's Ohio State's keeper Alexander right now. Reagan Alexander has had double-digit saves in her last 2 games and is second in the NCAA in goal average with a .676 average, which is absolutely incredible for a senior who is on her last season. She's not really letting anything up. She's really putting in her all, and it kind of shows the way that she has matured over the last few years. And as she has come into Michigan Stadium and completely just, I wouldn't say shut down, but really, really gives Michigan a run for their money. Because this game could be right now 8-2, but
Yeah.
it's 4-2, and that is very, very telling on her skill set for this game.
Yeah, we look at the shots. Michigan leads 11-4. Shots on goal. Michigan leads 8-4. So, I mean, Reagan Alexander, she's been a thorn in Michigan's side. I mean, Ohio State is 3-1 in their last 4 appearances against Michigan. This is a really, really good Michigan program. So I think Michigan needs to keep getting opportunities. It's frustrating when you have great opportunities that don't go in the net, but you just got to keep pushing because as good as Reagan Alexander is, she can't save them all.
No, I totally agree. This team still allows 7.67 goals a game. So as great as she is, they still have although they are ranked number 7 nationally for scoring defense. It's tough to really get that out there. Game starts once again. We have 14 minutes and 45 seconds left on this clock in the first half. Ohio State, number 34, takes it up the field. Michigan seems to be playing heavy man defense at the moment, switching it up a little bit. Number 3, who is just subbed in, takes some time to pass the ball around. Ohio State back out of their pressure, Michigan back out of their pressure and into a zone defense. Ohio State continuing to move. With 46 seconds left on the shot clock, they're really using all their time. Number 8 tries to take it in for the shot, and it goes wide.
And the zone for Michigan is really working well.
Ohio State can't really find that aggression within them to keep and push past these defenders because there's no gaps for them to look towards, and they keep trying to find and cut and turn, and there's nothing there. So Ohio State pass it. Ohio State number 7 pass it inside to number 3 Hargraves as she went in for the shot, finding that gap that we were just talking about. And Lasda, who was number 7, who made that assist, is actually has actually really assisted the Buckeyes this year with 22 goals and is second with 23 goals in the NCAA. So although she is very high scoring, she kind of shifted her abilities and really gave that assist to number 3, Hargraves, as it went in for the goal.
And I mean, just a tremendous pass by Jamie has as the OHIO chance rained down, but just right on the money to a cutting Annie Hargraves, and she was double teamed, just a perfect pass. Good offense beats good defense.
Yeah, she's been on a 13 assist streak this season, so it's exciting to see the way Ohio State is really keeping up with Michigan at the moment. Michigan gains possession now and is on Ohio State's field. Ohio State's playing tight man defense with their women in help. Pass it behind the goal. A lot of movement, a lot of motion. Jill Smith takes the ball, tries to cut through. Is kind of shot back pass into number 28, Norris, for an attempt that does not go in. But Michigan does keep possession up, does not lose their possession in this. Number 3, Burke takes it, passes it over to number 11, Dyer. Dyer tries to cut and turn toward the basket, doesn't find anything. Tries to sneak in, passes it out to number 18. Jill Smith goes in for the shot, and she is thrown to the ground, but the shot does go wide. So Ohio State played a tough, tight defense on the number 11. Pass in from the assist, and it goes in for the shot. That was number 11, Dyer, for Michigan, with the 5th goal of tonight's game for Michigan.
And Kaylee Dyer put her defender in a spin cycle, and just a wide open shot. I mean, that was an incredible play for her 18th goal of the season.
Yeah.
Not quite as many as Jill Smith, but very, very close, which is very impressive.
No, Kaylee Dyer has actually been named to the 2024 Big Ten Players to Watch list. So she's not somebody that is really living in Jill Smith's shadow. She is somebody that is out in the open and ready to gain all the points for Michigan in this possession right now. So she's definitely come out and played extremely strong. She's always somewhere where they don't expect her to be. She's either in the middle catching the shot for the quick shot off, or she's hanging in the background helping with the assist. So Kaylee Dyer is definitely a part of this team, and she's going to continue to be a part of this team for, I think, the next periods that we have for this game.
I mean, based on that footwork, if Michigan's football team needs some wide receivers, I mean, Kaylee Dyer, that was a wonderful move.
Number 20 now takes the ball, passes it out to the sideline. They're really swinging the ball once again, keeping Ohio State, their defense moving. Michigan is taking it slow, really using the seconds on their shot clock. Nothing just yet in terms of play from the Wolverines, but we see number 20 crashing into the boards, passing it out, trying to cut through out to number 11, Dyer, who's cutting toward the basket, doesn't find anything. She tried to pass it in, her defender didn't allow her to make that connection with her teammate. And it seems to go out of bounds for another possession.
Another key part of this game is Michigan's winning lots of the loose balls.
No, I agree. Michigan they're keeping up. They're not falling behind. They're keeping up to their score, keeping up to their name, their ranking, and putting in all the energy that they need for this to keep happening. Seeing that there's a free shot right now. There's a foul on OSU Erin O'Neill for her to take the free shot as Alexander, the goalie, passes it out, trying to clear the field. taking it up to the block M. Pass to number 25, it clears. Michigan's playing pressure in midfield. 25, number 9 on Michigan is really, Fedorov is really making that contact with her opponent. Number 19 on Michigan is once again doing what Fedorov did and keeping in her face. That was number 19, Cullen. Didn't really allow a connection to be made, but Ohio State continues to fight for another goal on this team, or in this competition. Ohio State swings the ball behind the net, passed up to number 9. Stone doesn't find anything, passes it back behind the net. They continue to swing. Not finding much. Michigan's really collapsing on their offense. There seems to be a little bit of a tussle for the ball right now, loose. Michigan picks up that loose ball and takes it down the field. It's cleared by Jillian Smith as she really puts her all into getting this ball back down to Ohio State's side.
Aaron Agreed just has not been tested much. All the pressure's been on Ohio State.
Number 46 on Michigan is looking for something. That's Gooch. Passes it up to number 21, who is unable to find motion within this offense. So on the left side of the field, Jillian Smith takes charge and tries to go in, but she is stopped by the defense. And she passes it out to number 46 as they take it in for this. Tried to go in for the shot, and it seems to be repossessed by Ohio State.
And this game, there's the one-on-one battle I'm looking at is continue to show up is Jill Smith versus Lily Sherman. Lily Sherman has been manning Jill Smith on the defensive end the whole game, and the last couple times she's won, Jill Smith has not been able to get past her.
No, I agree. I think it's a great matchup tonight. It's just Jillian Smith is such a powerhouse for this team that it's rare when you see somebody that can match up to her the way that she is. Ohio State tried to find some motion, tried to find some movement, went in for the shot. Didn't seem to go in, so Ohio State found the possession once again. And number 2 on Ohio State, Magalotti, is in. She passes it out. Michigan is able to get a loose ball. They're really fighting for it. Picked up by number 7 on Ohio State, Szlachta. Szlachta takes it in. Michigan tries to regain their composure on defense. Passes it into number 2, and the shot gets, I believe the shot goes wide for that. No goal there for OSU in this moment.
And Michigan got lucky.
They really did.
Magalotti was like 3 feet in front of the net.
That could have really closed this deficit in the score. Number 9 on Michigan passes it up to number 46. Gooch continues to swing the ball over to her teammates on the right side of the field. Not really finding much. Slowing it down. 54 seconds left on the shot clock.
And yeah, and Michigan content with slowing this game down.
Michigan loses possession on that one just there in that play, so Ohio State comes down the field. Number 41 on Ohio State, Sherman, clears it. Sherman continues to power through up to number 2, Magalotti. Swung around once again to number 3, Hargraves. Swung, continues or continues to swing across this field. Lazda tries to take it in. Pass back out to number 33 is trying to find something for her teammates. There seems to be a foul on the play. That was a foul on, I believe, that was a foul on Michigan at the moment, and there seems to be no free shot at the moment, but the play continues, and the shot attempt went but did not go in. So Michigan once again saved that play, allowing them to continue up the field. Ohio State's playing heavy pressure on this team. Still trying to clear at the block end at the moment, and they clear as they take it down into Ohio State side. Nothing just yet. Ball's passed behind the net. Seemed as if they were trying to cut in and didn't find anything. Number 20, Class. Pass over to number 28, Norris. Then over to Jill Smith. Really taking it slow at the moment. Smith tries to take it in, and she shoots, and once again it is saved by Reagan Alexander, Ohio State's goalie. We have number 2 really trying to break the pressure. She ends up losing the ball, picking it back up. Ohio State sets up their offense. Really getting an electric game here now. Number 9 on Ohio State, Stone, holds it for a moment, then passes it over to Lasada.
This game has slowed down a little bit. Not as many chances as there were.
Yeah, it seemed like every moment that we were watching, somebody was finding a hole in the defense. Right now, number 25 tries to pass it in. Didn't find anything. Michigan recovers and once again tries to clear, but they're triple teamed. Number 6 on Michigan, Callahan, passes it out to number 15, Rutherford, as she clears. Michigan has had a little bit of struggle clearing, but then they always find a way to break that pressure and come back and really make a play for their team. Now we have a timeout with 2 minutes and 58 seconds left on the clock. Michigan leads 5-3 in this exciting matchup against Ohio State. Coby, where do you see them going into this halftime? Where do you see them in the next couple minutes? Do you think that they're going to, do you think Jillian Smith is going to put up one more, or do you think that they're going to kind of back off a little bit and kind of continue to coast at that like they're doing right now?
Well, I would never doubt Jillian Smith. I'm not going to say she can't score a goal. She could probably score 2 if she wanted to, but the Wolverines are playing well. I mean, the shots on goal are 11-6, so close to doubling up on Ohio State. But those same kind of openings in the defense last couple minutes haven't been there. Looks like Ohio State has played a lot better defensively, but I mean, one reason Michigan's controlling this game, which I don't expect it to change, is the work of Lily Montemurano, because so Michigan has 9 draw controls to Ohio State's 1, and I mean, Michigan is dominating the face-off draw. Montemurano is giving them so many more possessions than Ohio State. So as long as Ohio State isn't getting the same amount of possessions as Michigan, it's going to be really hard.
I mean, before this game, controlling the game against number 19 Colorado earlier in the season, she got past 100 career draw control wins and now continues. And I'm sure within this game she's collected at least 3 or 4 in just the time that she's taken possession. So she's really setting up this offense to really succeed and allowing the playmakers to go in, find, and kind of beat the defense, if you will. Beat them down the field to where they can catch them and make a goal.
Yeah, and she's a few draw controls away from matching her season high at 10, and that was versus Colorado.
We've got Michigan back on possession. Number 20 passes it behind the net. She finds number 11, Dyer. Dyer passes it back to Norris. Up to number 28. A lot of cutting from Michigan's offense at the moment. They still continue to have it behind the net. 11 Dyer. There seems to be a penalty on the play.
Looks like that's going to be a shooting space penalty.
We'll see in just a moment who that was on. Number 9 Stone on Ohio State sets up. Tries to go in for the shot. It does not go in. Ohio State tried to pick up the loose ball. Did not seem to make it work. Ball is picked up, passed out to Norris as she continues to set up this play and passes it to Smith, who looks for an attempt, kind of directing her teammates where to be. Michigan has 35 seconds left on the shot clock as they try to find and increase their lead before the halftime. Once again, ball's back to Norris. Norris passes it behind the net to Dyer, up to Jill Smith. And there's a penalty once again by Ohio State.
Yeah, and we said Jill Smith probably score. Let's see if she can fulfill that.
Setting up for the shot. It does not go. It does not go in, and Ohio State's goalie Alexander now passes it out to number 41 as she attempts to clear. Sherman clears the field. It is knocked out of Sherman's stick, and it is a penalty on Michigan, I believe. Back in Sherman's possession. She clears the field, takes it out over to number 21, O'Neal. And there's a timeout as this period plays out with 37 seconds left on the clock today. Michigan hasn't really done much in these last 3 minutes. They've kind of kept their composure. A little bit of scrambling earlier about in last previous plays, putting them at 5-3. Ohio State is really trying and putting their energy into getting one more score before the end of this half. So we're going to see how they do starting this, or right after this timeout.
Yeah, and Reagan Alexander with 2 really good saves on Jill Smith. That's two shooting space penalty misses, and I mean that's kind of surprising. You'd think she would at least make 1, but Ohio State, I think it's a good timeout. Draw up your best action, get the ball in your best player's hands. I think this has to go to possession has to start with Jamie Lasta or Bryn Ammerman. I think those are the 2 that have been the most reliable this season. So I think drop your best play, try to go down one at half. Because I mean, this game is certainly within striking distance. 5-3. You get one here, you go into half really, really confident. Despite being outplayed, only being down one would be a fantastic outcome for Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't think that Ohio State is anywhere near out of this game. They are 3 points behind, but in the last 4 games that we've seen them, it's always been it's been double digits for the last couple games. So now we got 31 seconds left on the clock in Ohio State's possession. Number 7, Szlachta takes it, passes it in to number 21. It's kicked out. Pass back in. A little bit of fighting for it. Ohio State regains the possession. They lose it, picked up by number 13 on Michigan, Burns. And Burns holds it into the second half. Well, it's been a lot of back and forth from these two teams in this period. We've seen Michigan give up shots. We've seen them really, really have not a difficult time, but really, really have the attempt to continue to take this lead in this game. So Ohio State is nowhere near out of this. They have three points on the board, and Michigan is definitely going to keep them subdued, but we'll see if it continues into the second half.
Yeah, I think overall, Michigan, obviously they won the half on the scoreboard, but in the matter of play, how well the teams played, the play quality, I think Michigan won that a lot more convincingly than the score would suggest. Just Reagan Alexander is a really, really good goalie. I mean, coming into this game, she had 35 goals allowed, 45 saves. She's a really good goalie and kind of bailing out this Ohio State defense. So I think Michigan doesn't really have to make too many adjustments. Like, if they play how they're playing, they should win.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, they've been coasting for a little bit, and I think that if Ohio State continues to play the way that they have and this game continues like it did in the first period, it's going to be a Michigan win on the scoreboard. And it's not telling at the moment, but in the trajectory of for the rest of this game, it's definitely something that is in the books for Michigan. We are going to take a small little intermission during our halftime today. We will be transitioning over to our new set of broadcasters tonight. We have Veronica, Szlachta tonight, who will be taking over for Coby Siegel on color, and Coby will be taking over for me tonight on play-by-play. We really hope you stick around and listen to the rest of our broadcast tonight. It's been wonderful having you guys tuned in, so I will see you soon, and we look forward to having you guys listen to Veronica's first broadcast. Thanks.
There's the third. Up to 18 seconds. Fourth shot is a goal. We'll stop the timer at 21.3 seconds. Now it's time to see if Kate can beat that time. Kate, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go! 1 for 1. Here's the second shot, it's good. 3 for 3. Fourth and final shot. Just wide. 17 seconds. Let's see the second one. There it is. We'll stop the clock. 20.6 seconds. We have a winner. Kate, you're going home with a Michigan prize bag. Thank you for playing the Michigan Speed Shooting Contest. service, y'all back in the booth. New car smell, the Ferrari, cool. Just in the room to 50 million. Hard to sort out all the fake from the real. Gotta look at this for what it is. They know I drip on my cup, throw me keys. I put that down, splash when I spill. Crime scene, I mean murder. All my losses, certified, grapevine, sipping purple, hit it right. Shit swerve, paid all that money for a car with no backseat. Ballin' hard as an athlete. I can't let up on them, man. I gotta keep it in their face like acne. I'm back to back every day. You caught a body but gave up a statement. Your gangster don't matter no more. Your gangster don't matter no more, no more. Your gangster don't matter no more. She went and told on one of my other ones. That's why I cut off the. That's why I don't fuck with her no more. That's why I don't fuck with her. She blew it. Blew a lot of money on dope. Blew a lot of money on clothes. Hey, blew a lot of money on guns. Spend a little money on. Blew a lot of money on diamonds. The main reason why I be shining. Ice on ice. Lost a lot of money in the trap. Then got it back off rhyming. No money in the hood. In a dice game with that hit flow. Some been some. Blew a lot of money on rent. I ain't even seen my condo. It's been so long. Blew a lot of money on ops. I'm trying to put them in the front door. I'm trying to smoke. Talk about money all the time. I can't change the code. Can't get no Z's. Hustle like it's two of me. Put my back in like the jeans. Smart investment, 50 B's. I let little bro roll my weed. We just pulled up 1, 2, 3. I put deuces in my juices like pink stain on my white, stain on my white, stain on my white, stain on my white, stain on my
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to WCBN Broadcasting. My name is Veronica Szlachta, and I'm here with Coby. Today, I'm going to be doing play-by-play broadcasting for the first time. I'm really excited to be here. We saw the first half just happen. Michigan had a slow start at the beginning. Ohio State came in really strong. Their defense is very aggressive as of the moment, but it's doing them really well. The goalie has been saving a lot of goals despite so many shots on goal by Michigan, all thanks to Smith with 7 shots on goal. However, Michigan made a great comeback, which we saw once their offensive side started pushing more. What are you thinking, Coby? How do you think the second half is going to go down?
Well, I think the second half will. I don't think will be too dissimilar from the first half. I mean, the first half, Jill Smith, as always, was the X factor. She had 2 goals, but she had 7 shots. So if she gets 7 more shots, she will likely have more than. So she'll probably have 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 goals. So I think if they can continue to get Jill Smith that many shots, I think they'll be in really, really good shape. But this Michigan team is, of course, not Jill Smith. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players with 2 or more shots. Ohio State only has 2 players with 2 or more shots. Michigan, in terms of shots, is really dominating this game, shots on goal. But I think the X factor for Ohio State is Reagan Alexander. She's had 7 saves, so I mean, she's just been fantastic and really kind of single-handedly keeping the Buckeyes in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited to see what goes down in the second half. Both teams are going to come in strong with Michigan taking the lead with 5-3. We know that Michigan is going to have a little bit more confidence going in right now, but Ohio State on the other side is going to have hunger, and they're going to be driving. Their defensive side has been really aggressive up until now, so we're going to see if they keep that energy up. I think they have a lot of passion. We're going to see what goes down right now. So they're setting up for the draw right now, and we're going to see what happens, who gains possession, and we'll see.
If I had to guess, it would be Montemurano, who is 8 for 9 on the draw for Michigan.
Montemurano and Lazo are currently going to be taking the draw. They have a face-off. Lots of energy on the field today.
Stands 2, Ohio State brought a whole coalition.
And the draw commences. Ground ball, we're going to see who gets it. It's really aggressive right now. Michigan seems to have gained possession, and Montemurano is finding someone open. She's driving back to the defensive side. Defense passes it over. They're going to be driving down the field now. They're taking it easy, going slow. As usual, Ohio State is very strong with their defense, and it's 2-on-1. 28 has it, driving down. 2 seems to be losing behind, but they're holding possession, staying steady. Michigan has actively been holding possession and just waiting to see those cuts from their players. Right now they're holding possession, passing it behind the net. See, passing it over to 28. No one's really making any cuts right now, but it seems there needs to be some action. Driving down by 9. 9 decides to pull back behind the net. Passes it over. It's a little bit crowded now near the crease line, which makes it more difficult to score, but boom, score by number 11, Dyer. Awesome to see by Michigan, and we knew they were going to come in with passion. I like the way they approached it. Came in steady. They weren't too strong with it, and they were making sure they held possession before they attacked. So this way there weren't any turnovers, and super awesome to see from the Michigan side.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Kaylee Dyer, that's another one of her goals in tight. Yeah, I mean, you said it. I mean, they just kind of lulled Ohio State to sleep, and then Kaylee Dyer makes a quick shot.
This is only going to fuel Ohio State to keep driving and keeping as aggressive as they are. We have Montemurano and Lazda back at the face-off. We're going to see who gets possession this time around. It seems to be that Michigan has been gaining a lot of the possessions during the draws, and right now we're going to see what goes down. Draw commences. Ohio State grabs it.
Michigan has caught it. They have possession. There was a check, face check. Michigan gets the ball. They're driving down the field they're pushing it off to the offsides. It appears that a foul has been put on Michigan. So Ohio State is now, okay. Sorry, the foul was on Ohio State. Michigan has possession of the ball. They are holding possession right now, passing it to the players around the 8-meter line. Behind the net as of the moment, they're continuing to hold possession, stay steady, looking for those cuts. No one's driving as of the moment. Passing around the 8-meter line continuously. Number 10 makes a cut, but no opening. 28 is driving towards the goal and scores by number 28, which is Norris. Awesome to see from her. She saw that opening. She drove. There weren't many cuts open at the moment. No one to feed to. However, she saw the opportunity with the cuts that were occurred. A lot of the defense were off to one side, so it left an opening to her for score, which was awesome to see. Michigan is now leading 7-3. What are we thinking, Coby?
Well, I mean, that's Callie Norris's second goal of the game, her sixth of the season, and there was just no Ohio State players there on that cut. Ohio State let her cut inside, and she was wide open, and that's 2 times that Michigan's been able to get shots in that middle area of the field, and this time they got by Reagan Alexander.
All right, we're back to another face-off. Montemurano and Lazda back at the draw. Montemurano once again gets the control of the possession, and now we have number 4, I believe, driving down the field. She makes a fast break, loses possession of the ball. 31 is grabbing a ground ball, gets possession of it, and I think that she might do all right. I think they're just holding possession for now. Passing the ball, holding steady, moving it around the 8-meter line. Looking for some cuts. 26 makes a slow cut through the field. A few cuts are happening. Nothing that seems like an opening opportunity. However, it appears that number 14 is driving towards the goal. Double team. Passes it off. There's no opening. 31 attempts to shoot. Doesn't ground ball right now. There's a lot of action going down there. And we see that Michigan regain possession of ball. 31 behind the net. Passes it over. They're doing a little pass around the 8-meter line once again. Regaining composure. Looking for those openings. Really smart plays by Michigan as they see that once it gets a little bit hectic, they draw back, maintain steady, and regain that composure. We see a drive occur, pulls back behind the net. She does a crease roll and does not go for and shoots! Score by number 11, Dyer. This is her 3rd goal of the night. Awesome to see by her. And we can see that Michigan is taking care of those opportunities. I really like to see that what they're currently doing is they see that Ohio State's defense is just really strong, and the best thing that they can do is just look for those openings rather than continuously driving. So we're going to see what continues to happen. I believe that Ohio State calls a timeout.
Yeah.
All right.
They need one right now. I mean, 3 quick goals for Michigan within 4 minutes. Ohio State has not gotten possession yet. In Kaylee Dyer puts her foot in the ground and shakes her defender 1-on-1, and then delivers a strike to the back of the net. I mean, Kaylee Dyer has really been one of the more impressive players for me today. I mean, 3 goals. She's a junior. I mean, we mentioned earlier she's a Big Ten player to watch of 2024, and I think that was pretty accurate.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that she's a Big Ten to watch. We can see that she sees those openings. She did the crease roll, and rather than automatically going into score on Alexander, she pulled back a little bit and then scored once she saw that opening. which was awesome to see. They're taking care of those opportunities that are open. I think during the first game they were getting accustomed to the defensive strategy that Ohio State is currently utilizing. As of the moment, they are very aggressive, which earned them a lot of fouls in the second quarter, which is why Michigan had so many opportunities to score on their goalie. However, despite that, it was awesome to see how Alexander was protecting the goal at the beginning. They are currently ranked 7th nationally in scoring defense. That is largely due to O'Grady, and Wolverines are first in the scoring defense, actually, with allowing 4.83 goals allowed per each game. So it's awesome to see the things that Alexander was able to do, but it seems right now that Michigan offensive has gained a little bit of understanding of the pattern that currently is going down with the goalie and their defensive line. So now that they know how their strategy is, they're coming in, making sure that they just remain steady and find those openings rather than continuously driving and doing offensive lines that weren't working earlier. But we are back for another draw. Michigan has been consistently holding the draw possessions, but we will see if this switches up this time around. Montemurano once again, a double team, aggressive by Ohio State. Regardless, Michigan maintains hold of the ball. 28 has the ball. She's running down the field. She loses her defenders, continuously losing all the defenders, but passes it off to a teammate. It appears that they are going to hold possession, remain steady, maintain their composure. They're passing it around the 8-meter line behind the net currently, passing it off to 48. Top of the 8-meter line, and they are just continuing that pattern, making sure they find that opening. No one's cutting as of the moment. No one to feed to. However, we see a drive by number 9. She goes behind the net. Hopefully there's someone to feed to. Ooh, there was almost a feed from 31. Unfortunately, we see a crease roll line, and once again, a goal. Awesome to see. It seems that Michigan seems to be capitalizing off of the crease rolls. The Ohio State's defensive line is not catching on to these crease rolls. They keep losing ground of their Michigan offensive players. When they gain this speed at the crease roll, then they're able to score. And now we have Michigan 9-3.
And who else but Kaylee Dyer, 21st goal this season, one more, and she's actually tied with Jill Smith on the season. I mean, she's just so quick. At one moment, she's behind the net, and then the next, she's a couple meters right in front of the net, and Reagan Alexander just no chance to save that one. And Ohio State just has no chance to score because Lily Montemurano gets every single ball. It's like impossible.
Yeah, I completely agree, but we're back at the draw. We have Kate Tajek and Lily Montemurano. I think it's safe to keep Lily Montemurano at these possessions. She continuously proves that she has possession of the ball. The D is coming in aggressive. We have it a 3-on-1. They are fighting for the ground ball. We see that Ohio State picks it up, 2 takes it out, but she's being pushed off to the offsides. Fast break. She's going down. Number 8 has speed. We see that there was a check attempt by 14, but she was stopped by the D-line, and they're maintaining composure. Ohio State is now holding possession of the ball, passing it around the 8-meter line.
That's years for Ohio State to finally gain possession, get a chance to score, and stop this relentless Michigan attack.
They need to take it easy. They finally have possession of the ball. This is their opportunity to prove. We see that number 2 is about to drive. She tries to pass it in. Ooh, and Michigan gets possession of the ball, passes it off to a player, and they are driving down the field, passing through player to player, making sure to make smart, controlled passes. As we can see that the defensive is not slowing down, and they will double team, even triple team if necessary, to get the ball and maintain possession of that ball. But we see that Michigan is unafraid. They are doing their usual offensive strategy, passing it around the 8-meter line, waiting for that opportunity, and we will see if it's going to be another crease roll. But for now, they're just holding composure. Top of the 8-meter line, number 9 attempts to, seems like she's about to drive, but I think she's creating an opening for 14 to shoot. Nope, no goal. They're fighting for a ground ball. And it appears that Ohio State has gained possession of the ball. awesome opportunity to see them attempt to drive down the field and potentially score.
And last time they were not so patient as you said they should be.
We see a check by Michigan, and they have regained possession of the ball. They are running down the field, setting up their 8-meter line so they can pass and find that opening once again. Top of the 8-meter line we're at right now, passing it over to 9.
Just a really strong check by Caroline Davis.
And we see that the ball continues to be passed around the 8-meter line, and no cuts are being done currently. They're taking it easy. They're also wasting time with this, which is beneficial to them as they currently have the lead, so they can continue to score shots, but not necessary. We can see that 3 was attempting to drive and no success. The strong defensive line of Ohio State. 9 attempts to drive once again behind the net, 20. We see that we pass it off to 11. No feeds occurred. Defensive line is making sure to be man-to-man on their offensive players. Behind the net, once again, they're really keeping Ohio State currently on their feet. She attempted to do a crease roll, no opening. And we have it back at the top of the 8-meter line. Number 9 holding possession of the ball. She moves back, drives, but 41 from Ohio State is ensuring that that does not happen. We see another drive occur, but the double teams on number 14 passes it off to 28. We see a cut attempt to happen, and behind the net, it appears there was a foul done on one of the players. Can't see the number as of the moment, but it does not seem that she's okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's able to. All right, she's on her feet. Awesome to see from number 22. And now Ohio State has this opportunity. We're going to see what they do and if they're able to maintain possession of the ball this time and maintain patience so they can score, since they have not scored since, I believe, the second quarter. So they pass it off, slowly moving down the field, gaining some speed. We see a double team occur by Michigan. They're moving her to the offsides, trying to push her out of bounds. Doesn't happen as she loses her 2 defenders, passes it off to her teammate number 18, pass it off to number 9 at the top of the 8-meter line. They are passing the ball around the 8-meter line, and it is behind the net currently. We see a crease roll, maybe an attempt to happen, but we see the defensive from Michigan is really strong, so that did not occur. They are continuing to maintain composure. We need to see that patience from them today, as they have not been able to score recently. We see a drive by number 25. She pulls back, does not see that opening. Very smart move, I think, as you can see that the Michigan defense was not losing their players, and we see number 9 is trying to do a split dodge, not happen. No open feeds, became really crowded in front of the goal, and now we have number 2 with the ball. She is attempting to roll dodge. We see some things occur, but no success. She really is driving and not giving up. However, that drive did not much help. Or pulling back out by number 9. Number 9 is going in. There was an opening, but the Michigan defensive set themselves up once again. Double teamed her. We see now the ball is at the top of the net. She passes it off. Ooh. And that is a foul by Michigan. So
Yeah, up until that point, a great defensive possession, but now it'll be up to the keeper.
this is an awesome opportunity for Ohio State to capitalize upon. They currently have the ball. This foul gives them an opportunity to shoot on goal, and this would give them opportunity to score within this period, which they have not yet been able to do. And she shoots, unfortunately, appears that there's no success. However, Ohio State maintains possession of the ball. Awesome to see by them. They really need this opportunity. And, ooh, their attempt to be a shot on goal. However, no success. Awesome protecting by O'Grady. Passes it off to one of the players. She's running down the field. Michigan is back in possession with the ball. We haven't seen them with the ball for a few minutes, which was awesome opportunity for Ohio State. Unfortunately, no success with that opportunity, but they still have some time, and we should not dismiss the fact that Ohio State could still have the opportunity to win despite this awesome lead that's being held by Michigan. We have a defensive player in the offensive line. However, she decides to move back out, let the midi come back in, and we are now passing the ball once again around the 8-meter line.
And that's Jordan Harrison, who's been a defensive anchor behind Michigan's net all game.
Yeah, ball is at the top of the 8-meter line. 16 makes a cut. 31 seems to drive, pulls back, tries to feed it to her player number 28, no success. Goalie's outside of the goal crease line, no worries. Michigan maintains possession of the ball, passes it off to her number 31. 31 is seeing an opportunity to pass it off to someone, and she is about to drive currently, but we see a double team by the Ohio State defensive line. No surprise there. Ohio State's defensive line maintains composure and continues to be aggressive, which is really necessary for them right now because Michigan's offensive line is really driving. Ooh, and number 14, I believe, was trying to have she had a shot on goal, but no success. Alexander was able to block it off. We have Ohio State now having a fast break down the field. Number 41, loses possession of the ball. However, that was an illegal push by number 11 or number 14. However, either way, Ohio State is now maintaining possession of the ball, and they still have the opportunity to score now.
Yeah, and once again, we see the battle between Jill Smith and Sherman of Ohio State, and just bump Sherman off the ball, but
yeah, Lily Sherman passes it off to her offensive players, and they are maintaining steady around the 8-meter line behind the net. And they are light on their feet as always during this 8-meter possession, and we see that number 3, it seems like she's about to drive. No, pulls back, passes it off, continues that possession. She's looking for a feed. No feed was successful in shooting. However, they still maintain possession of the ball, and they're looking for this feed. We see a feed passed off. However, it appears that a foul has occurred on Michigan. You can see that Ohio State was constantly looking for those feeds every time they were behind the net, but it appears that Michigan's defensive is really strong as of the moment, and there was no success with that. There's a foul now, and awesome opportunity for Ohio State to score.
And these shooting chase penalties are the only way Ohio State's getting their shots.
Annie Hargraves right now, and she loses possession of the ball. It appears another foul has occurred. Ooh, yellow card. Passed off to player number, we're going to see in a sec.
I think that's going to be on Maddie Burns, I think.
All right, we have a foul on number 46. Josie Gooch, and we're putting player number 3 and Annabelle Burke. This is an awesome opportunity once again for Ohio State to score. We have number 3, Annie Hargraves, once again at the line, and we're going to see if she will score this time. She lost possession last time, which fortunately, that was mitigated by the fact that Michigan had another foul. She shoots, and Grady protects and contains possession of the ball. She is now going to pass the ball off to one of her players. She takes a safe route, passes it off to one of her defensive players. She's driving down. She makes a split cut, continues to go down the middle of the field. We see some checks occurring by number 10 over here. Passes it off to one of her players, number 14. Number 14 is driving and loses possession of the ball. Ground ball picked up by number 7, Ohio State, now has possession of the ball. Number 13 is attempting to drive down, but number 19's defensive was very strong. Despite this, number 33 is still continuing to move down the field, and Ohio State once again has possession of the ball. They've maintained possession of the ball despite this. However, they have not been yet to score a goal this period. However, they have had much more possession this time around than they had earlier.
Yeah, the stretch of play has been a little bit even. Oh, we got too many on the field penalty.
There was too many people inside the offensive team area, it appears. Currently some commotion going on in the field. Someone claimed that there are too many people on the field. Don't know if this penalty is valid. The referees are currently checking that. A lot of substitutes occurring as of the moment. Players are tired. There's a break, and we are back in. Once again, Ohio State is maintaining possession, and they are passing the ball around the 8-meter line once they see some cuts and any available feeds to score. Continue to pass around. Some cuts seem to be occur. They try to attempt to pass off a feed to number 33. Didn't happen. Now they have the ball, attempts to drive at number 2, but no. She's looking for a feed, passes it back up top of the 8-meter line. They're really looking for those feeds. They're really clustered in the middle in front of the goal crease line. They are trying to score that goal and find that feed, but no feeds at the moment. Passes back to the top of the net. We see a drive by number 32, I believe. Ooh, player down. Ground ball. Michigan picks up the ground ball. I think she's going to pass it off to her goalie, and O'Grady picks up the ball. We're going to see who she passes it off to now.
And the Wolverines on defense seem content to kind of let Ohio State pass the ball on the outside. As you said, their defense is really, really packed in.
Yeah, so we see that Michigan has possession of the ball. Number 14 at the top of the net. They are doing their offensive strategy, passing it around the 8-meter line. Ball's behind the net. They're taking it slow and steady. No cuts seem to be occurring as the moment. They're just looking for an opportunity to score, and once that opportunity is available, they will take advantage of it. But no action as of the moment. Continue to pass the ball around, staying safe. They still have the lead, not much to worry about. They're honestly wasting time, and this might anger Ohio State, and I believe Ohio State's defensive line should be pushing them as they have 40 seconds, and evidently they're just wasting that time off the clock, and the seconds are ticking by. They know what they're doing. They're not going to drive. They're not going to lose that possession of the ball. They do not want to give an opportunity to Ohio State to score down the field. So they continue to maintain light on that feet. Maybe they'll try to drive eventually in these last 20 seconds and score a goal. That would be awesome, but they're taking it easy. It's not their biggest goal right now to score a goal, but rather just maintain the possession of the ball and not let Ohio State have that opportunity. The ball is down. Goalie picks it up. This goalie seems so active. She's unafraid to get out of the goal line, and we see a fast break here by number 3 from Ohio State, Annie Hargraves. Annie Hargraves passed it off to her player, and a pass is attempted regardless if the pass had been caught. Time is up, and we are on to the last quarter with Michigan leading 9-3. What are you thinking, Coby?
Well, a dominant first half of the third quarter for Michigan, but the last of the third quarter, the play was fairly balanced. But if you're Ohio State, that's not good enough. If you want to win this game, you kind of need to be dominating the rest of the way. And for Michigan, if the play stays even, balanced, you don't make too many mistakes. Don't get sloppy. I think they should be in a great position, but that little stretch of 4 goals early in the third quarter, just that sort of put the game not totally out of reach, but 6 goals is going to be hard to come back from, especially the way Michigan's playing defense.
6 goals, a lot, but not impossible to see. Ohio State comes in. It's really awesome to see what transition occurred. We saw that Ohio State came in so strongly. Their offensive line was incredible, and the defensive on the Michigan side seemed to have been lacking, but they warmed up quickly accommodated to their offensive and defensive strategy by the Ohio State team, and we saw that they quickly made a comeback. They were 1 goal behind, but they were keeping up, and then they gained a lot of confidence in understanding what kind of strategy was being undertaken, and we see that Ohio State's defensive line is much stronger, it appears, than their offensive line with their D double teaming, triple teaming. They are very aggressive, which leads to a lot of fouls. However, it can also be very successful. It depends on the strategy that you maintain. And they were at the beginning doing some zone defense. However, it appears to be that they are now doing man-on-man defense, and I don't know if that has particularly benefited them, and they haven't been able to score any goals. I think the biggest issue in this is that although Ohio State is aggressive and passionate and they are hungry for a win, it appears that there's a lack of patience on their side, whereas Michigan takes it really easy, nice and slow, and whenever they see that opportunity, they will capitalize in. But they're not just passing around the ball and feeding it in front of the goalie for no purpose. There's always a purpose in mind.
Yeah, and for Michigan, you can really see their purpose on the offensive end. And for Ohio State, I mean, they kind of, I think their kind of like lack of patience you mentioned comes from they just haven't had that many possessions. I mean, Lily Montemurro has won she's 13 for 4. She's 14 for 15. Like Ohio State just has not gotten the volume of possessions that they need to win this game.
Yeah, we have Lily Montemurro and Kate Tyak back for the face-off. We're going to see who gets possession of this draw. Lily Montemurro, as you have just mentioned, keeps getting possession of the ball, but you know what? This is an opportunity for Ohio to switch it up. And it appears that Ohio State has this opportunity. They have capitalized off it, and we do see a surprise. Kate Tyak has taken advantage of this, and she has taken possession. We are now setting up for this passing around and holding the possession around the 8-meter line. Top of the net, we have the ball, number 7 holding the ball. Man-to-man defense by Michigan. Ball's behind the net, passing it back. No cuts. Oh, we see a cut done by 25. She feeds it to 25, loses possession of the ball. There is now a ground ball they are fighting for. Kicks it out. Number 33 back at top of the net, and number 9 is trying to get to ground ball. We see she moves back, drives, pulls back. We have a double team right now on number 9. She's driving once again. She's really keeping Michigan defensive line on their feet, moving around. Will number 9 drive away? Nope. She is passing around the 8-meter line. They're trying to find that opening right now. See who can cut, who can they feed to. But number 3 almost drives in, pulls back. And we see the ball behind the net. She is driving in, but number 19 seems to slide in. There was a foul on Michigan on number 26, so Ohio State has regained the ball. She has this opportunity to score right now. She passes it off at the top of the net, sees an opening, attempts to shoot, ball goes out of bounds. Michigan is closest to the sidelines, picks it up. They once again have possession of the ball, drives around the crease, attempts to do a crease roll, no crease roll opening there at the top of the net. And we see a drive, but a double team by Michigan D is not letting that happen.
Yeah, and maybe Ohio State just a little too patient there. Just no lanes opening. The Michigan defenders have been like glue. Specifically, Jordan Harrison. Just nothing going for Ohio State.
Yeah, we see that Michigan now has possession of the ball. Their defensive was really strong on the Ohio State offensive side, and they are now maintaining their composure, holding possession of the ball, passing around the 8-meter line at the top of the 8-meter line. We can see it's behind the net now. No one to feed it to, no cuts occurring as of the moment. Not sure if their strategy currently is wasting some time, as they really don't need a goal, but we do see a cut occur right now. More so as a distraction, it appears. 28 passes it off. And we see a drive by number 9. We see a D cut, however, no success. And we might see a crease roll here occur, and a goal! Awesome, seen by number 11, Kaylee Dyer once again. Astonishing to see from her. She is really capitalizing off those crease roll goals. Awesome to see. She definitely has been practicing those, because it definitely seems to be an advantage that somehow Ohio State defensive line is not catching in on. There does not seem to be enough slides and two teams or triple teams that seem to be occurring more so in the middle of the field rather than near this crease, which is where they need to really work on that. And
Kaylee Dyer, that's her 5th goal of the game, 22nd of the season, tied with Jill Smith. I mean, Kaylee Dyer has really emerged this game. She comes out from behind the net so quick, and I think if you're Ohio State, I mean, yes, all the focus is on Jill Smith, but you better know where Kaylee Dyer is at all times, because she's so dangerous.
At this point, I think it's really important that they focus in on Kaylee Dyer and her crease rolls, but we also have to keep in account how amazing Michigan defense is doing. This last quarter that we had, Michigan's defense had to be on the lookout for a lot of the time since Ohio State had a lot of possession, yet they were still unable to score, and that is thanks to the defense line. Sometimes underlooked. We just had a draw. Michigan gained possession. Number 46 pulls back, passes it off to one of her teammates on the defensive side, passes it back. They are now going down the field. We have a double team try to occur. They're pushing her off to the offside. She pulls back. They're making smart moves here. People that are aware that they don't have as strong stick skills might pull back a little bit with these triple and double teams that are really difficult to manage. We have number 28 at the top of the 8-meter line, passes it off to number 35. Pass after number 31, and they are passing the ball around the 8-meter line, holding possession, staying steady. Once they see that opening, we see a few cuts occur. No feeds that are occurring because the man-to-man possession by defensive line is being seen. We see a off drive by number 28, a D cut, a shot on goal, no success by Michigan, and Ohio State has got possession of the ball. They are now having a fast break down the field by number 8. She pulls back, sees that there was a triple team by Michigan, and we are now in the middle of the field. Still breaking by Ohio State. Number 41 is driving in the middle, and we see a check occur. No success by Michigan, and Ohio State continues to maintain possession of the ball. 41 has very strong stick skills. Lily Sherman, unafraid to maintain the ball, unafraid to be triple teamed by Michigan.
Ohio State has not gotten a shot on goal aside from 2 shooting space penalties. I think that has to be the objective on this possession.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a lot of time, and you can tell that they really want to drive in, but the Michigan defense is not letting that. We see a double team. Number 7 is at the top of the net. She does a roll dodge and no success, feeds it, and score! Finally, we see a goal by Ohio State. That was, which number do you know? Did you see?
I think that was Annie Hargraves.
Awesome to see by Annie Hargraves. They saw that opening. She did an awesome roll dodge. Once you saw that opportunity, she took advantage of it. They really have a lot of pressure on them, although something they really needed to have throughout the game was patience. That's not really something they can currently have with 10 minutes left in the game and 6 goals to catch up. But this builds up some confidence. I think they needed it, and it's going to be awesome to see if this is the goal that they needed to push them through.
Yeah, in their first kind of live ball shot of the second half, I think. I mean, just have not gotten anything. This Michigan defense has been too suffocating. But yes, I mean, definitely a confidence builder for Hargraves and for this Ohio State team to know that they can still get inside on the Wolverines. But the Wolverines just has been so good at not giving Ohio State any space inside.
Coby, you said it yourself. The offensive and defensive side from Michigan has been doing extraordinary. We just saw a face-off, and we see that Ohio State gained possession of the ball from that draw, and they have now lost possession of the ball. We see the ball is going out of bounds, but Ohio State was closest to the sidelines. It is now Michigan's ball. They are being too impatient, lost possession of the ball, went out of bounds, and now we have the Michigan goalie O'Grady with the ball behind the net. Wasting time, finding that person to pass it to. We see that number 28 is now driving down the field. She's passing it back to O'Grady. O'Grady is moving down the field, and she's just looking for that person to pass it off to. Number 28 comes in, and she is driving down the middle of the field. She is now being pushed off to the side. She is triple teamed as of the moment. Makes a smart move, pass it off to her teammate. And number 13 is open. No one is on her as of the moment. She could have driven, but she did. She pulled back, smart move. And they are now behind the net. We're going to see if there are any feeds. No cuts done by Michigan, so no feeds to shoot a goal. They are at the top of the net, 8-meter line, holding possession. Looking for those feeds, looking for those openings. They're currently doing a offensive strategy, and 20 drives, no success. Looking for a feed, no feed there. Passes it off to teammate number 14. We see a drive occur, but Ohio State's defensive line is really aggressive, pushes her out. The Ohio State defensive line is really trying to make a comeback right now, get possession back of that ball, and they are not letting Michigan score another goal. They do not want to drive that gap to one that they just closed. We see the ball at the top of the net, passing off behind the net. And a timeout is, oh no, the ball is just going down. It is now Ohio State's possession. Goalie Alexander passes it off to her player, and she is now driving down the field.
And one thing Ohio State did better, they finally realized that that Kaylee Dyer had 5 goals, and they put 2 people on her, and it seemed to work.
Yeah, so they are passing the ball around the 8-meter line, passing it back to the top of the net. And we are going behind the net. We're going to see any cuts. No cuts are currently occurring. No one to feed it off to, so they just continue passing it around the 8-meter line back at the top of the net with number 7. And it is continuing to go around. We see a drive attempt to occur right now. Split dodges, no success. Double teamed, passes it off to number 33. Now we have continuing to pass off this 8-meter line. Some cuts are occurring. Number 18 is driving. No success. The D is really staying strong. Double team slides in from number 13 defensive line. Lost control of the ball. Picked up the ground by number 33. Passing it back again around the 8-meter line. Number 9 attempts to drive. No success. Loses the ball, and they are now fighting for a ground ball. Who is going to get this? Who wants this more? And we see, someone goes down from the Ohio State team. Michigan gets possession of the ball, and there's a foul by Ohio State. No worries. Michigan continues to drive down the field. And we're going to see if they take this opportunity. Number 9 drives and attempts to score. No success. Shot was not on goal. Ball went out of bounds, but Michigan was closest to the sideline, so they now continue to maintain possession of the ball. They are holding their possession, passing the ball around the 8-meter line.
And one area where Michigan has consistently won is on these contested balls, on these ground ball. That's one area where they've consistently out-hustled and beat Ohio State to the spot.
Yeah, the ball is at the top of the net right now with number 28. Pass it off to number 14. They're looking for those cuts. The Ohio State defensive line is really strong. They're not letting people cut, and so we see a pass off right here over to number 28. However, a foul has occurred by Ohio State, and Michigan is going to have this opportunity to score. The foul was on number 20. So now she has an opportunity to shoot on goal. We'll see if Alexander is able to protect this. And she scores by number 20 from Michigan. That is Ava Class. Awesome to see her. I believe that is her first goal for this game. And they have just driven that gap once again back to what it was before Ohio State has scored.
Yeah, her first of the game, second of the season. They put so much pressure on Ohio State during that possession, and it has paid off. And I mean, despite Reagan Alexander letting up 11 goals, she has 10 saves. She's played really, really well. Just Michigan, not only the shot volume, but the shot quality has been really, really strong for Michigan.
Yeah, awesome to see. We have Kate Tyack and Lily Montemarano back for another face-off. Who will get possession of this draw? Will it be Lily Montemarano, as it has been for the most time, or will we get surprised by Kate Tyack once again?
I'd be shocked if it wasn't Lily Montemarano.
I agree, but there are always room for surprises, and Ohio State is really hungry right now, and despite the fact that they might not win, they still want to make a comeback. And we see that there's a ground ball. Michigan picks it up. They have possession of the ball. Number 46 is now driving down the field. We have a triple team on her. She pulls back, passes it off to one of her players, loses possession of the ball, picks up the ground ball, and pass it off to number 28. These passes are not being caught. There's a lot of pressure on them right now, but fortunately they are picking it right back up, gaining those ground balls. And this is occurring because Ohio State's defensive is not letting up right now. And that is because they don't want to lose possession of the ball. Number 28 has the ball. She moves back to let the midi in. 28 is in. Passes it off to 28 there, passing around the 8-meter line. We really, honestly, Ohio State, although their defensive line is strong, they do not have time for this to be occurring. And they should really be getting aggressive right now and pushing back on the offensive line, yet they are staying a within the 8-meter line, just enough so that they do not get called for a foul. 14 drives, attempts to get in and score, and she does a D-line, tries to shoot on goal, does not succeed. Alexander blocks it. I believe that now Ohio State has gained possession of the ball. Passes it right back off to the goalie. Alexander passes it to one of her players. She is driving down the field. Oop, falls.
Jill Smith gave her little love check there.
It appears there was a foul on number 14. She is going off the field. Ohio State has picked right back up. They now have possession of the ball. This is their opportunity. They did not have time to be sitting there and defending Michigan while they held possession around the 8-meter line. So pass it off straight away to her teammate. They are now passing off around the 8-meter line, looking for those cuts, looking for those feeds. It is now behind the line. Will anyone do a crease roll? Will there be a feed? No cuts, no feeds. They're continuing to pass the ball around. Back at the top of the net with the number 7. Number 7 appears that she's going to drive, does not drive. Passes it, continues to pass it around the 8-meter line. And we might see a drive by number 7. She continuously drives. No drive. Appears there was a foul. This is an awesome opportunity for Ohio State to score. There was a foul on Michigan. So they now have an opportunity to shoot from the 8-meter line on the goalie. It's really important that number 13 and number 6 drive in, but do not get a foul once again. They've been getting a lot of fouls now, unfortunately, because they are really trying to make sure that Ohio State does not score, and they do not score. O'Grady protects it. There's a ground ball now. They're scrambling Ohio State player down, and this might be another foul on Michigan. Nope. Foul on Ohio State, and Michigan now has possession of the ball. There's a double team on our player number 13 here. She passed it off to her teammate straight away. Number 28 now has possession of the ball. She is running down the field, and she makes a fast break, but it seems to be a double team closing in on her. She does a roll dodge, loses possession of the ball, picks up a ground ball, falls. Ohio State gets possession of the ball. Number 41, Lily Sherman, running down the field. She has a fast break, and we'll see if she's able to maintain this and score. Nope, no success. There was a triple team on her. She falls. That's definitely going to be a foul on Michigan, and it was.
Yeah, and those are the kind of camels where defensive player runs all the way down the field. If you lose the ball, you can allow prime scoring opportunities.
Yeah, we saw coast to coast by Lily Sherman all the way from the defensive side. She ran down to the offensive side, setting them up for an opportunity to score. Number 2 drives, pulls back, passes it off behind the net, no success. She seems to be driving and passes it off to a feed in the middle, and Ohio State continues to be falling as of the moment. I believe they're really capitalizing on those fouls, and I think that Michigan's D is really trying to maintain the fact that they do not score or lose a point to Ohio State. So now number 3 has the opportunity to score from Ohio State. This is Annie Hargraves. No goal by Ohio State. The ball is behind the net.
I think they might have called a foul on Ava Class, I think, on the check.
Apologies. Number 2, Emily Magalotti, is going to be shooting again. We will see if O'Grady's able to protect this. She shoots, and no goal. Awesome save by O'Grady. Ohio State still, however, has possession of the ball. They still have an opportunity to score. Emily Magalotti was shooting on goal. However, O'Grady is really strong, number 1 in defensive scoring, and fortunately, no goal was let in. They are now passing the ball around the 8-meter line, but they don't have time to waste, so she appears to be driving, roll, dodging, anything of the above, and we see now number 7 at the top, and the ball's at the top of the 8-meter line. We see a drive by number 7. She attempts to score, does not have a shot on goal. Ball goes out of bounds, but Ohio State was closest to the sidelines. They now have possession of the ball. Feeds it to number 7. There is an illegal push here conducted by Michigan's defensive line. I understand they're getting really aggressive right now. However, this is just giving them a lot of fouls and just giving more opportunities for Ohio State to score. yellow card was given to number 9, I believe.
And I think Magalotti took a check to the face there.
Once again, Ohio State has an opportunity to score. They've had several opportunities to score, unfortunately. Despite this, O'Grady is really strong at saving those goals, and I don't know if this opportunity will be able to really help them make a comeback. There's only 2 minutes left. Shot was not on goal. Ball went out of bounds. Ohio State picks up, has possession of the ball. They have another opportunity here. We'll see what they're able to do with it. Feeds it off into the middle. She drives, pulls back, passes it off. Number 45 is now driving, double teamed. Ball's behind the net. Attempts to feed it to number 3. It's right in front of the goal line. No success. O'Grady now has the ball. Michigan is maintaining possession. They have some time right now to waste. 1 minute and 36 seconds left on the clock. O'Grady is taking her time. She is not stressed. Pass it off to one of her players. They're taking it light and easy right now. Ooh, lose possession of the ball. Not a nice, safe, controlled pass. And we see that number 2 is... Ooh, a timeout has been called by Ohio State. They are trying to throw off Michigan State's offensive and defensive flow right now. And this is Ohio State's opportunity to get a strategy at this point in the game. There's only 1 minute and 19 seconds left. They don't have an opportunity to win. However, they have an opportunity to make a comeback and close that gap that's in between Michigan and OSU.
And, I mean, we've talked a lot today about Jill Smith, 10 shots, Kaylee Dyer, 5 goals, O'Grady, talked a lot about her, but I think one player that we really need to highlight is Maddie Burns. She, I mean, on defense, she has been everywhere. It seems like whenever Ohio State loses possession, Maddie Burns is right there with really good stick checks. I mean, Maddie Burns, she is someone who I think really needs to be highlighted for her play.
Yeah, I completely agree, Coby. I'm so glad you called that out. It's really easy for the defensive players to go a little bit more unnoticed, as they are not the ones that are making the shots, but they are the ones that are protecting and ensuring that Ohio State is not making as many shots on goal. They have attempted to make 11 goals, no success. We can see that Michigan's defensive line is really strategic with the way that they are taking it. They are ensuring that they are much more legal with their checking in those areas. However, you could see that they're now near the end of the game. They are getting a lot of pressure, so there have been more fouls called on Michigan that had been seen earlier in the first 2 periods. We're going to see what happens right now. We have number 21 from Ohio State, Erin O'Neill, in the middle, but we are back on the offensive side from Ohio State. Number 7 has the possession of the ball, top of the net, top of by 8-3, passes it off. They really need a drive right now. They're behind the net. See if there's a feed. No feed in the middle. They're getting really aggressive right now, and we have the ball at the top of the net by number 7, passes it off. They're doing quick passes, looking for that feed in the middle in front of the line. And we have a goal by number 16 in Ohio State, Audrey Rudolph. Awesome to see. They saw that opening. They fed it right in front of the goal line, and there was seemed to be that the defensive player from Michigan was lagging behind, so gave a perfect opening for her, and she scored on O'Grady over here.
Yeah, and that's a rare defensive miscue for the Wolverines. Ohio State takes advantage. I think that's about 2 open shots Ohio State has gotten in this half. I mean, just Ohio State just has not gotten anything, but good for them to
They're surely
get a
closing
confidence
up.
boost.
Yeah, they're surely closing that gap. I mean, that's the goal right now. We have 46 seconds left on the clock. William Monterano doing the draw again from Michigan side, and Kate Tyek. There's a ground ball right now. No team has possession. Ball is still up in the air, and the ball is being passed off to Michigan. They now have possession of the ball officially. They have 33 seconds left on the clock. They're important that they maintain possession of the ball. And we have a triple team on number 28. They are currently doing a pass around the 8-meter line. Holding that possession, there's only 18 seconds left. We can see if they are going to attempt to score. 13 seconds left on the clock, and they're passing the ball around, holding possession, wasting that time. Seconds are flying by. We have 7 seconds left, and we see a drive conducted by number 22, attempts to score on Alexander. No success, and we have a winning team. The Michigan Wolverines leading 11-5 against OSU. Awesome to see from Michigan. They have upheld their defensive and offensive side super strong today. We could see from the Ohio State side they had really strong defense. Apparently they started to falter behind more so once Michigan became accommodated to their plays, and it's really awesome to see how Michigan made it more so of a comeback with a slow start in the beginning.
Yeah, and they move, they stay undefeated, move to 7-0 on the season. They're now in first place in the Big Ten at 1-0. That's pretty good. Yeah, and I mean, just a really great start season for Michigan. You know, this is a team that brings back lots of talent. Jill Smith, Montemorano, Grady, Dyer, you know, Grace Callahan, Annabelle Burke, just lots of veteran players. And you know, this team has a chance to make a deep run, potentially a national championship caliber team, if I say so myself. Yeah, just a really good game for Michigan. They, you know, I mean, they doubled up Ohio State in the scoreboard and on the shots on goal, and I mean, they led by about 6 times on the draw controls thanks to Lily Montemorano. So just dominant win for the Wolverines.
Yeah, this was awesome to see. I mean, this does not discount Ohio State's passion and energy at the beginning. They came in so strong. It was awesome to see their defensive line was really not letting Michigan offensive line before. They were a little bit aggressive, which led to a lot of fouls in the beginning. It appeared that there were a lot of legal checks, illegal pushes conducted by Ohio State's D. Despite this, they had a really good strategy going, and it was really awesome to see and giving an opportunity for Ohio State's offensive line to push through and score those 3 goals in the very beginning that helped them do a lead. But Michigan was not faltering behind, despite the fact that they were 1 goal behind. Their defensive line quickly accommodated to the offensive line, and we saw that despite this, they persevered, saw the patterns that were going on, and realized that their best opportunity with this really aggressive D-line was to kind of pull back and just look for those opportunities and openings.
Yeah, just a great game. Overall for Michigan, that third quarter run kind of put the game out of reach, and it was never in doubt. So really good job of the Wolverines to take a commanding lead and not put the game in doubt.
Yeah, that was awesome to see from both teams. I do think Ohio State is still in the game despite this loss. This does not discount the 5 wins they've had so far. They have now accumulated 1 more loss, so 5 wins from Ohio State, 2 losses. Despite this, they still have a chance to keep pushing forward. They definitely need to make a comeback and kind of work on that offensive line. It was not as strong as their defensive line, but that defensive line really made sure that those 32 shots that were conducted by Michigan were not all let in, and that was not just because of the goalie. That was also due to the strong D that was occurring from the Ohio State team. But I am so excited to see Michigan Wolverines as awesome, persevering through. Their coaching by Hannah Nielsen has really seen to power through. She brought them to the NCAA double tournament last year, and hopefully we're going to be able to see that again this year. Right now in the Big Ten Conference, they are pushing through, ranked at number 6. We're going to see where this puts them at, and yeah, this is awesome to see. Thank you guys so much for listening in today on our broadcast. It was awesome doing this for the very first time. Thank you for those who did listen. Always awesome being here with Coby and learning from him. Awesome color comments, and it was just so exciting to see all of this go down.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, first ever broadcast doing play-by-play, very bold, but I think you did very well. So, yeah.
Thank you. All right. think this is us closing off. Thank you everyone who listened, and keep tuned for the next games happening this Saturday against Central Michigan University, where there will be Senior Day occurring. So we're going to be celebrating our 10 seniors on the Michigan team.